What is currently happening, programs? Welcome to the Grid VR, where I'll be bringing you this week's news in virtual reality. It's Saturday, the 1st of July, 2017, and all I can say this week is... We've got SteamVR's Knuckles controllers, Luckey backing Revive, Super Hi-Res panels, Apple AR, Spiderman VR, and much more. Today, I'm going to cover off the main events to keep you in the loop. So stay locked, crush that like button, enjoy, and welcome to the Grid VR.
What is currently happening, YouTube? Facepalm here, your friend in Oz and NZ, bringing you reviews, tutorials, and game clips, minus the shit. You can follow me on Twitter at Facepalm with a 1, not an L. As for here on YouTube, if you like what you find, then like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to bring your game face. Let's get it done.
The SteamVR Knuckles controllers are all the rage at the minute, and the devs over at Cloudhead Games, who made the Gallery Call of the Starseed and the upcoming sequel to that game, Heart of the Emberstone, have been showing off the tech and it looks brilliant. These controllers are essentially the sexy result of a touch controller, Vive wand, and leap motion gangbang, and I absolutely believe a design like this could be the future of VR controllers. You can tighten a cord on them so that they grip your palm, which means you can climb naturally, gesture politely, and not throw your hard-earned money at your hard-earned TV. The controllers have CapSense sensors on them, which means that they can tell whether your fingers and thumbs are resting on the buttons or not. And Cloudhead Games also replied to a comment on Twitter saying that there is more than 20 steps of resolution, possibly upwards of 50. This means that the controller can track your finger movements through 50 different states, and the higher the resolution, the smoother the tracking will be. There are a lot of applications these controllers could be ideal for, where standard motion controllers just can't keep up, like keyboards inside VR, more natural climbing motions in games, or really any experience where you want interacting with objects to be more natural while simultaneously helping the user forget that they were even holding a controller. And what all of this means is that you'll be flying around the world in no time. Honestly, I can't wait to see these things out in the general population, and even Luckey has chimed in on Twitter saying how super he thought these controllers were. Speaking of Luckey, the man has pledged $2,000 a month to Cross VR, the developer of Revive, which is a Vive application that lets you play games exclusive to the Oculus Store on the HTC Vive. And if you've seen someone mention they are playing Echo Arena or Robo Recall on a Vive, then now you know how they are doing it. Revive is an awesome piece of software that helps expand the online contingent for Oculus-only games, meaning that Rift users get more people to play with in their online lobbies, Vive users get to see what all the fuss is about, and Oculus still gets to recoup its costs from all the money it has sunk into these projects. So to me, it really is a win-win-win situation. The thing is though, software like Revive takes time to develop, and it's a free app, which means that the dev goes unpaid for his hard work and hours sunk into this project. A Patreon account lets people come together and sign up for rewards for a monthly fee that you choose, which the dev can then use to eat something else apart from 2-minute noodles, and devote more time to maintaining and improving their project. And even though it's fuck all and nowhere near the amount that Palmer pledged, I jumped in myself and pledged $1 a month, even though I don't use Revive at all, as it's for a good cause and actually improves the experience for all of us. So if you have $1 or $2 spare a month and you want to get behind something worthwhile in the VR development world but don't know where to start, then check the description below for a link to the Cross VR Patreon page, as I can wholeheartedly say that this project is worth backing. Back to the tech side of things, Varjo is a company in Finland consisting of a team made up of ex-Nokia employees who are pushing the boundaries of what VR images can look like by bringing us super high-res images in VR a lot sooner than we thought, around 20 years sooner by the sounds of it, and they are accomplishing this with a new approach to foveated rendering and eye tracking. Foveated rendering is a technique that renders only the part of the image that you are looking at in high res, while the rest of the image is low res, so you can get much sharper and more efficient results from much lower spec graphics cards. And while not mandatory, Eye tracking is needed to get the best results from this tech, as something needs to figure out exactly when and what part of the screen you are looking at for that high-res part of the image to be centered where your eyes are looking. Currently, eye tracking and foveated rendering solutions like in the Oculus Rift add-ons I covered in this grid video use infrared lights combined with sensors to track your eye movements and software to apply the foveated rendering. Varjo, on the other hand, has a unique hardware solution that uses insanely high-res displays stuck to the top of a Rift prototype, which project a high-res image onto a tiltable beam splitter that beams that high-res image onto a small part of the Rift's lens centered on where your eyes are looking. That beam splitter is then mechanically tilted so that the high-res part of the image follows your eye movements. The benefit of this tech is that it is not limited by the resolution of the HMD's panels, which in the case of a Rift is a lowly 1080 by 1200 pixels per eye, because Varjo's unit is beaming the equivalent of a 70 megapixel image directly onto the lens in front of your eyes, bypassing the HMD's panels altogether. All the while, the Rift's panels can remain at 1020 by 1200 to display the lower res part of the image you are not looking at. And while this is certainly exciting tech, my concern here though is that with more mechanical moving parts, it means more possibility of something failing. Though that wouldn't stop me from buying one of these if it was in my price range. The company hasn't confirmed when the units will be shipping, but it has been confirmed that when it does ship, it will have the world's first mechanical eye tracking system. And holy crap, if this thing takes off, we could be in for some shocking high-res VR in the not too distant future. Nice. And briefly, Apple's ARkit is kicking goals at the minute, and videos are popping up left, right and center with devs showing off the stability of this ARkit. And while it's still a way off from being a run-of-the-mill application, some of the videos are really eye-catching, in particular the ones showing now, and this one here where a guy steps through a portal on a real street and into your mum's underwear. Sorry, it's actually a treacherous jungle covered in gnarly bush, which is, you know, completely different. Lame mum jokes aside, this really gets the so much room for activities section of the brain pumping. And with this video showing a ballerina type AR with shadows, and this one outlining the accuracy of the tracking using measuring tape, it's looking like Apple is setting the bar on the current state of what good looks like. Back in the gaming world, the Echo Arena beta is going to be live again from July 6th until July the 10th. So stow away your valuables, get your best, nah, the TV was smashed to bits before I started playing, excuses ready, and be prepared to do some disc chucking like your competitive online reputation depends on it in the online multiplayer sister title to the full Lone Echo game, which will be out on July the 20th, which also won the Game Critics Award for Best VR Game of 2017 at E3 this year. And finally, the Spiderman VR experience is shit. But in terms of other VR experiences made to support upcoming movies, you can't knock it for being inconsistent at least. To be fair, it's free, it's better than a 360 experience, which is a step in the right direction, though it's no Batman Arkham VR, and I'd say give it a go, but don't expect to have your arachnids blown off. And that's this week on the Grid VR. If you have more you would like to add, then hit me up in the comments below and let's discuss. And if you like this video, then crush that like button, hit the EXO logo to subscribe if you wanna, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!